Speaking of roster questions, Max, one I know you had wanted to bring up Arkansas, which what a great segue. I'm sure everybody will have great thoughts going from Kentucky to Arkansas here. But we look at Arkansas's rotation. Everybody just had questions about who's going to start for Kentucky. Well, Arkansas is an interesting one because, as we said, they got a pretty loaded backcourt with the young guys coming in with Darius Acuff, Meleek Thomas, and then DJ Wagner's back. We know too, in terms of kind of potential wing type spots. You've got Carter Knox and Billy Richmond both back in the fold. We'll talk more about the front court moving forward as we have already. But backcourt, Max, I know DJ Wagner's someone Arkansas fans debating kind of his role on this team as an older guy, one of the older guys on this team, especially from a backcourt perspective. What kind of role we see him playing in next season?
That I've been going back. I've been wrestling with this, Blake. I have been wrestling with this. DJ Wagner starting or DJ Wagner off the bench. And right now, I think I'm sitting with DJ Wagner starting. I think I am. If you look at his numbers from last year, and he just was a machine for them down the stretch, just a minute machine. Now tell me visually, Blake, I want you to look at this. All right, visualize DJ Wagner here in the starting lineup, and then I'm going to switch it to Meleek Thomas. What one makes you feel better? What one sits right with you? You got, what does Thomas look better, or does Wagner look better? This is a feel thing here.
Well, I mean, look, if you're going for experience, I mean, you're going to pick Wagner, but yeah, I mean, it's tough because I do feel like it's one where he decided to come back, right? And so I feel like he's going to certainly get the opportunity from day one to be the guy that's in there. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's probably, yeah. So I think DJ has to start is what Aiden Holloway Lover says here. But I don't know. I think DJ Wagner probably is the guy that gets going from the start there at that spot.
Because I was just thinking, back to that point I just made about Kentucky in the last 5 minutes, who's on the floor for the crunch time possessions. As much as I love this incoming 5-star backcourt with Acuff and Thomas, last 5 minutes, I want DJ Wagner with the ball in his hands. I don't know if he'll start. Maybe he won't get that starting lineup thing, but 35 minutes a game. I mean, he had some games down the stretch last year, Blake, where he came off the court for like a sip of water for 5 seconds, and then he's back on during that run to the March Madness run. So originally, this whole offseason, I've been thinking, Wagner off the bench, and now I am more and more being drawn towards DJ running the show here.
I think Cal's going to lean on what he knows, and I think that having an experienced guy like that is probably, I don't know, to me it's like he's going to have the first opportunity, I would think, to just sort of be in that spot, wouldn't you think? I mean, I'm thinking of it from, it's a good problem to have because, like I said, if you go the other direction, I mean, you're talking about what, a top 15 player, top 10 player? So, yeah, I don't know. I could see this any direction. I don't think it's necessarily we have to choose one or the other. I think you can kind of play around with it and see which. I mean, it's chemistry too. We always say that. I mean, remember, we used to say that with Cal's teams back in the day before the transfer portal era existed. It's really just you got new guys. How does the chemistry factor into it? I think you'd rather have, knowing you're playing in a league like this, I think you'd much rather have, and I'm looking at it from like Cal's history, I think you'd much rather have a guy that you know what you're getting right off the bat, and he can kind of drive the ship there a little bit. And again, that's not a knock on Meleek Thomas or Acuff. I think DJ Wagner is. He's been with Cal beyond Arkansas. Like he's been there for how many years now? So I'm like, he's played for Cal his whole college career, and so I think that probably gets him the nod early.
2 things real quick. This is a good one. So you know how KenPom does the percentage of minutes played? They don't do like your minutes per game. It's like percentage of minutes played. So like 85% or something like that. DJ Wagner's in SEC play minute percentage was second highest in the entire conference. He played the second highest percentage of the team minutes in the entire SEC. He was an Iron Man for them last year. And I didn't really have that notion. So the other thing was we've gotten some comments of, Arkansas looks a little thin. They're not as deep. I agree, but I also think that's a good thing. Look at when Arkansas was at their best last year. Just look at this last game of the season, the OT game against Tech, the heartbreaker. You had John L. Davis with 39 minutes, Wagner 38, Carter Knox 36, Brazil 36, Adu 34, and then Billy Richmond 15 minutes off the bench, Big Z 12. It just falls off a cliff. Thero wasn't even a factor. Fland wasn't a factor. So I feel like Arkansas last year was at their best when it was that tightened rotation and you could kind of play Carter Knox in behind. I know we have Artel as the backup four on the graphic here, but in game, it would probably be Brazil playing the majority of the four. And then if Brazil's not out there, you slide Knox over, put Billy Richmond in, and it's kind of that tight rotation.
Here's the stat for you, and this is going to completely, I did not see the stat before.
Oh boy.
So this will answer the question, and we can move on because this is going to completely answer the question. In the 5 tournament games that Arkansas played last season, DJ Wagner played all but, my math is always iffy.
You're good with math. Everyone knows you're good with math.
All but 19 minutes.
In how many games?
5 games. He played all but 19 minutes. 35 against South Carolina, 39 against Ole Miss, 40 against Kansas, 34 against St. John's, and 38 in an overtime game against Texas Tech. So,
okay,
that dude's not coming off the floor.
Yeah, all right.
That dude is starting at every position. He's never coming off the floor.
All right.
That's my guess. But
this is why we talk through these things, Blake.
I didn't even realize that. I mean, look, you played a lot of minutes last year. But again, let's realize the reason we're asking the question. It's because of how good the 2 freshmen are.
Yes.
I mean, that's, if we're asking that question, that tells you something, because these dudes are just complete studs. So
yeah,
it's a fair question to ask.